So the sun rises on a brand new day in a brand new... I lie, it's not brand new. This is the second episode of my TekTopia Let's Play world. Welcome. As you can see, some new things have happened. A lot of things have happened. I've been a very busy boy since the first episode aired. Listen to those villagers snore. I built up a secondary house, a six-sleeper, and this is a myth that I checked, or a rumor. Let me rephrase that. I read up about TekTopia since the last episode, did my research and all that, and I found out that tokens stolen, structure tokens stolen from villages, existing TekTopia villages, not my own, are linked to their town hall token. Something about entity data or what have you. I'm not clued up on the computer business enough to know exactly what was going on, but this town hall token, these two home tokens, and the home token of this building all came from the same village. So they were linked together and they work. So I tried that out, and this six-sleeper home token did in fact work. On the inside we have two identical halves, of which 4 of the 6 beds are currently occupied. I left the last episode having only 2 villagers, 1 farmer and 1 lumberjack. And I intended to gather up a whole bunch of resources from the 2 of them to trade to a merchant in this episode, but it took forever. It really did take ages. So I tripled the amount of villagers I had. I now have 3 lumberjacks and 3 farmers. I have not gotten any other different types of villagers because that's a much more important step that I think I want to reserve for episodes. But as you can see, a whole lot of trees have been planted. I found myself some jungle trees. It took me a very long time, and I had to go search very, very far for some jungle trees way up here in the north. Rain, which means none of my villagers are going to be working now. That's okay, they can have the day. Ooh, thunderstorm. Thunderstorm, I believe, means I can sleep. I can't remember if that was added in 1.12 or not. Let's see. Yeah, I can sleep. Okay, so let's sleep a thunderstorm away. I also raided a bunch more default villages, and that's where I got all of the emeralds required to purchase the 4 new villagers. And it hasn't just been 4. As you can also see, if I show you on JourneyMap, which is probably the easiest, switch to night mode, I have torch spammed the heck out of this place. There is a wooden fence border all along the border edge of the village, and I have torch spammed everything in there because I've lost about 3 villagers while AFKing. And it is incredibly frustrating to have to then spend the emeralds on more tokens just to replace villagers that you already had. And I don't yet have a guard, anything to fend off zombies and such. But despite having to purchase more villagers than I wanted, I still have about 18 emeralds left. Now it's not quite enough, given what I would like to accomplish today, but it's a very good start. Additionally, with 6 villagers being busy bees all the time, I also have a whole bunch of logs that I can trade, and you can see all of these have the green label, so they're villagers items. I have more down here. And I also have a whole bunch of food and some sugarcane that I can trade. The chests on the ground are the ones that the villagers use. They don't recognize chests off the ground, So things I don't want them to touch, I hide in these chests up above. Oh, I need to replace the axes. I've been supplying my lumberjacks with axes, but it looks like they've run out. The 3 of them go through stone axes really quickly. Something else very interesting happened after I posted the first episode. I was contacted by an individual, a very friendly individual named Sobertron. He also has a YouTube channel, and I'm going to link it down in the description below. Go ahead and check him out. He has amazing TekTopia guides. I binged through all of them and I learned quite a bit. Chief amongst which is that if I have 8 or more villagers, there is a chance that necromancers will spawn just outside my village border. They will come in and they will cause all kinds of trouble. Now, I'm nowhere near ready to take on necromancers. I don't have a single guard, and even if I did, they would have probably been ridiculously low levels. So, in one of his tutorials, he reveals a little method in which one can temporarily delay the spawning of necromancers. And it's quite simple. You just rotate your town hall token anything aside from the default orientation, and apparently that stops necromancers from spawning. So in today's episode I plan on breaking that 8 villager threshold, so it's probably going to be important to not get necromancers spawning for a while, and I think we'll test this theory out. We'll see if it works. Additionally, I now have a villager count that I'm going to be updating as I get more villagers. So we're gonna gradually see how many villagers we can get and how many villagers we can sustain in our little village. That's going to be the goal for however long this series runs. Over here there is a second new structure, which is our villager mineshaft. Goes all the way down to Y level 11 to get diamonds, and I just kind of decorated the outside with some blocks that I had laying around, and I think it's okay. It's a nice start to exterior decoration that we'll get to eventually. Another little bit of exterior decoration is our well at the center, which I just used as an infinite water source when I started planting some sugarcane. So I can plant sugarcane around there, and all of these spruce log corners all have water sources underneath them. So technically they are all also capable of having sugarcane planted around them, but that was a lot of sugarcane and it looked absolutely terrible, so I tore it all down. I think that's pretty much it. We're all caught up with what I have done between episodes. Oh, another thing Sobertron mentioned is that apparently if you cram villagers into small houses, they are generally very unhappy. Now, I don't know exactly what the values are, how many floor tiles you need per bed, but I decided, okay, we'll keep this house a 2 villager house, much smaller, and then I built this one, which is a little bit bigger. I suspect it is still too cramped on the inside, but I think it's okay. So far my villagers, they end their days fairly unhappy, but they wake up okay. And as you can see, I've gotten 3 hearts, so they can't be too unhappy. So I'll keep it like that for a while, and we'll see whether or not that works. Ooh, here is the merchant. So I want to get all of my trade things ready so that we can trade with him for the very first time and get a whole bunch of emeralds. Okay, there he is. I have my first batch of trades, and it's all wood at this point. So we're gonna see he wants spruce, birch, and oak. Ooh, and jungle. Great. He wants all of the wood. So let's go spruce, I think. Spruce? Not spruce? Spruce? Ah. Okay, I thought I could just throw it all in there, but I guess I can't. Oh no, we locked him out. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. We have plenty of other wood to trade. So let's go birch. I'm going for spruce being a wood I can get fairly common that I wouldn't mind having a lot of, and then birch that I don't really care for first, which means I'll be trading birch a lot. Because apparently if you trade, he only remembers the last batch of trades that you do with him. So if I were to trade, say, potatoes with him very last, then those would be the resources that he would deduct the next time he comes around. Okay, so that is now all of the wood that I can trade with him. I want to trade potatoes as well. Can he trade potatoes? I've now forgotten. I think he can trade potatoes. Come back. Potatoes, 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 potatoes. Potatoes, great. Let's go grab potatoes. And we'll grab carrots, and I'll make carrots the very last things that we trade with him, because I don't get a whole lot of them. So if they're deducted a little bit, that is perfectly fine. I don't mind it at all, because I probably won't be trading carrots with him the next time he comes around. Okay, I think I maxed out the potato trade. Yep, maxed out the potato trade. Carrots then. Final little trade with villager carrots, and we managed to get, wow, that is a lot. I need to do some quick maths. That's 112 emeralds. 112 emeralds on our first batch of trading. That is incredible. I think we now have more than 2 stacks. I think that is plenty for us to do what I want to do today. And my chief thing that I want to do today is I have the mine shaft constructed and ready. So I want to get miners in this town so that we can start gathering some villager ore. Oh, it's raining again. Villager ores and things, so that eventually down the line I don't need to worry about making... Oh, I don't need it. I mustn't sleep. No, I don't want to sleep because my villagers need to sleep to get happy. That's another thing I learned since the last episode. If I sleep the night away, my villagers don't sleep and they then wake up very unhappy. Okay, where was I? Speaking about miners, yes. I want to get a blacksmith, probably not in this episode, probably in the next episode, so that he can start making my villagers tools, and I don't need to keep making my villagers tools. Tools that will, mind you, break very quickly. Tools I provide my villagers break much quicker than tools a blacksmith provides them. So the goal, at this point, my short-term goal is to get a blacksmith. And to get a blacksmith, we need miners. And to get miners, we need to do a bit of work. I've got space for 2 more villagers, but before I run out of space, I think I'm going to build another little house here, maybe 2 houses, 2 small houses, to incorporate both of these home tokens into our village, so that we have a total of 6 more villager slots. So let me do that, and I think I'm going to give you a time lapse of it. there we go. A quick little time lapse for a quick little house. Two houses actually. On the ground floor we have one, a two-sleeper, 2 beds, 2 chairs. The chairs actually apparently help the villagers to gain a bit more happiness in the evening. Because they sit on the chairs, have a fat chat with everyone else who lives in the house with them, and then they feel a bit better when they wake up the next morning, I think. Upstairs, same spiel. It is pretty much exactly the same size. I think the only difference is that the chairs are positioned slightly different. But yeah, we have 2 little houses, and in building with this format we kind of bring that same height and skyline kind of thing through that our house on top of the town hall has into the rest of the village, which this structure kind of has due to its larger scale, but neither of the other 2 houses have it. So it's a necessary thing, and we'll probably do it a couple more times in subsequent houses. For now though, I think it is time for us to start prepping to get our miners in. Now I'm not going to place the home tokens on these buildings just yet because I want my miners to live here in this house, and the remaining 2 beds that are available in here. Reason being is this house is slightly closer to the mine shaft, so it's miners are the one occupation that have to travel really far to get to their place of work, all the way down to Y level 11, at least for early game grind, I believe, until you get druids. Then it's possible for them to mine at higher levels. I might be mistaken. So I want them to live close-ish to the mine shaft, and I will probably in the future, when we get more miners, build another little house right here or here, even closer to the mine shaft, and then ensure that that house is active when I designate new miners. But for now, we still have this house, and there are 2 more beds available, and there's not really any way for me to disable those 2 beds without losing all of the others. So for now, we're going to stick to what we have. I'm thinking, ooh, that is a glitch that I've noticed a couple of times now. The tradesman and the architect disappear for a couple of seconds and then they'll reappear somewhere else in the same building. Really strange and interesting. Anyway, let's purchase 2 miner tokens. I want to start it off with just 2 and see how far that goes. I might, between episodes, as I did with the farmers and the lumberjacks, purchase more if I see that it's taking really long for them to gather up the resources that I need. I want to put those emeralds down before I lose them. I'd be very grumpy if I lose 50 emeralds. So yeah, it's kind of the end of the day at the moment, so we won't have any stumbling over my tongue. We won't have any nomads showing up now, but they will be here first thing in the morning. So let's run down while we have the time to spare into our mine shaft. You can see I've started mining a little bit, not a whole lot here. Obviously I mined quite a bit in the other shaft where I started initially. And what's happening here is, since the mine shaft is positioned to the west of the town hall and comes down to the east, it's actually positioned further east of the town hall, to the eastern side, which means there is more length before my miners reach the border of the village, at which point they will stop mining in that tunnel and the tunnel will deactivate. So there's more length towards the west. So all of my mine shafts that my villagers will be using will face the west, and the mine shafts that I will be using will face the east. Because this tunnel over here is about... I always use a pickaxe duration as length for a tunnel. So this tunnel is, if I can show you on JourneyMap, about 2 pickaxes long. Iron pickaxes. And just after starting with the second iron pickaxe, I hit the village border. So it isn't very long, it's not a lot of space for my miners to be able to mine. So I'm rather going to give them the more space towards the west. So I'm going to plonk these 2 down, and they both glow immediately, which means these are acceptable mine shafts, which is perfect. They are now active and are just waiting for miners to come and use them. Now, I don't want to sleep as the player, because then, as I mentioned before, my villagers... Why are you walking around, Terran Soper? You should be asleep. Probably going to go and drop off... Oh, hello. What is your name? Conrad Strong. He sounds like he should have been a guard. Definitely didn't have any guard skills beforehand. But he does sound like he should have been a guard. Just want to see your inventory real quick. No, he went to grab food, I suppose. What was I saying? Right, I cannot sleep. Because my villagers need to sleep. And not have the night whisked away. I think at the moment they should all still be sitting on their chairs. Yeah, they're relaxing in home, having a bit of a conversation. I love how their heads move slightly from side to side. Where are you going? Hello? Black Spike, okay. He is so sad. He's very sad. Anyway, I can't sleep, because they need to sleep. For the sake of their happiness, as you saw, he is very sad. Which is strange. My farmers seem to be sadder than my lumberjacks, but anywho. So I'm going to sit here and wait for the evening to pass by. And bring you all back as soon as the day has returned and as soon as I have some nomads to assign these miner tokens to. So here we go. This is now, a couple of Minecraft days later, 4 or 5 Minecraft days later. And this is the second time now that only one nomad has shown up. I keep waiting for a larger group to show up, but they never do. So I don't know if it has to do anything to do with me rotating my town hall token or not. But it seems like my nomad spawn rate is down significantly. I don't know why. If anyone has any clue, please tell me down in the comments. So here we have Endro Galdrakarl. Sure. We're gonna go with him. Coincidentally, he does have a level 4 mining proficiency already, and he's pretty smart. He has a 20 intelligence, so I think he'll be okay for our first miner. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make him our first miner. Boom, like that. And now it should, in here, have claimed one of the 2 remaining beds. Yeah, there we go. So we now have 5 of the 6 in here instead of 4 of the 6 claimed. I will use the other one when I see more nomads. I also purchased 2 more farmer tokens since the last clip, and I think I'm going to implement them between episodes, fill up one of those 2 sleeper houses that we just built. Because my farmers are producing food, and the villager food is gradually going up, but at the same rate the food that I provided them is going down. So I don't know if they're actually providing enough food to sustain the village. So I want to get some more villagers, probably going to make that farm a little bit bigger, add 2 or so more plots, and we'll see what happens. So there we go. Indro Galdrakarl, our miner. He's going at it. Now he should only mine in these tokens, and he should always go for the shortest tunnel. So I don't know if he's going to swap from this tunnel to that tunnel continuously. If he does, yeah, he does. So in that case, let's take that guy off and try and get him to only focus on one tunnel for now until I have a second miner. Is he gonna go until he breaks a block? I'm confused. Okay, broke a block. Going for the second block. Is he gonna go until he breaks this one? Is he going to stop at some point? I mean, the tunnel's not there anymore, buddy. Indro. The marker's gone. Buddy. Pal. Yeah, okay, going back to the other tunnel. So now he should tunnel out this tunnel, and if you see behind him over there, there's a hole in the tunnel. He should fill that up as well, and he should fill up all the holes that he comes across, all the caverns and things. He should fill up as he goes along. One of the miner AIs, actually. Let's have a look at what his AI is, what he is capable of doing while we're all here. Let's see. So he'll craft torches, unless I provide torches. Coal torches, yeah. Wooden pickaxe, mining, library, smelt charcoal, visit tavern. Okay. So I'm gonna go, I think he starts with a couple of torches. Yeah, starts with 16 torches. I do not know how regularly they place those torches, but I think I'm going to provide him with a bunch of torches just off the bat, because they aren't super efficient in their smelting of materials, of wood to get charcoal to make torches. I'm pretty sure I can be more efficient by just doing it patiently instead of crafting them one for one. So I'll craft him up a whole bunch of torches, and I'll wait for some more villagers, get that second miner, and obviously bring you guys back when we instate our second miner and when I return this mineshaft token to see what our two miners do. So it's the next day, and I've got, by the looks of things, 2 nomads here. So I'm going to use both of them, and I'm going to get an extra farmer now. But over the evening I've started building, and I'm thinking just on top of these crop fields I'm going to build 2 more crop fields. One wheat and the other potato. Wheat because I want to start getting wheat for when I start working with cows and sheep. And potatoes because cooked potatoes are not a bad food source. And I think once I get a chef, my villagers would be very happy with some cooked potatoes. Where did those 2 nomads go? There's the one. Let's see if we can't figure out what they have. You have a level 5 knight, but what's your intelligence? 10. Here's the other one. 3 butcher and 20 intelligence. I don't think it matters much. We're gonna make you our other miner. Remora Duke. And you I'm going to make a farmer. Rosalind Phoenix. Interesting way to spell Phoenix, but okay. But that now means that I am over budget with the villagers that I have. I don't have enough beds for all of my villagers, so one of these tokens has to go on. So we're gonna go and set the ground floor. Yellow and green, one is claimed. Perfect! So that brings us up to a total of 9 villagers. I will update our tally in just a second, but what we also need to do is for our second miner, go and activate a second mine shaft, or she won't know what to do with herself during the day. So let's jump down here real quick. Then we can also see how far the first miner got in the previous day and activate ourselves another shaft. Ah, he didn't get too far. He did go and pick up some more torches, so that's good. It looks like he places a torch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 every 7, so that's probably when the light level reaches about 7. So it's light level based, not distance based necessarily. Okay, so we have spruce, oak and birch double sets, that is good. We'll get there. Food, we have carrots, that's getting along. See, my potatoes are going down a little bit, and that's what concerns me. Hello. But oops, don't want to place a torch. I don't see that our miner has brought back any resources just yet. I made a bunch of pickaxes for my miners to use, My stone hoes are getting a little low, and I made some more axes. I'll make some more stone hoes. Okay, so I don't think that miner has brought anything back. Whoop. Anything back with him yet. And it's raining. So everyone's going to sleep. Anywho, on this cheerleader note, just look how sad most of them are. I think I need to do something about their happiness level in the next episode. On that note though, nice build up for the next episode. I think I'm going to call it here, everyone. Thank you all for joining me in the second episode of my TekTopia exploration. I'm having a blast. If you are too, let me know down in the comments. Maybe leave me a like, it really helps out the channel. And subscribe for more gaming content just like this. See you all next time.